Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. The NBA continues to be rigged. Dude, is this like deja vu? We just pulled the same exact thing that happened last year with the Raptors. At least let it be maybe Denver, the Mavs, you know, some top tier contending team. Not to beat up on the Raptors, but I'm just saying, come on. We're doing this. And now the Raptors don't even get calls at the crib. I think last year's game was in LA. This year, the game is in Toronto. And they don't get the calls? What? I tried to tell you guys before. When we go back and look at the 80s and 90s, you basically knew all these referees by name, right? They were legendary referees that, one, didn't play no games, did their jobs, and that's why they were known by their names. They were legendary officials, right? For the most part, most of them, you knew who they were, right? And as soon as they would call their name at the beginning of the game, after they would call the players out, they would call the officials, and you didn't know their name just because of that, but they were great officials. They didn't play no games. If you traveled, the majority of the time they called it, carried, flopped, everything, flagrant foul, whatever it was. But they just wouldn't call, a touch foul. They would let these guys play. What I'm trying to say is, look, we talked about this before, and I don't know why no one wants to explain the obvious. These referees have jobs. You have a job, maybe. You go to work and you do your job and you get paid for it, right? If you don't do your job, you not only don't get paid for it, but you're probably going to get laid off or fired, whatever the case is. You just weren't good enough to do that job. Or why do you even have that job if you're not even qualified to do that job? Well, I guess everybody should have a chance, right? In some cases. In this case, they have a job to do. Call carry, travel, palming, fouls when there is really a foul, and things like this. So we already know these officials, basically I would say starting in the 210s, right? And it's really got obsessive in the 2020s that these referees are not doing their jobs. They're not calling carry, travel, all this stuff, palming the ball while they dribble. So again, I'm going to say this again. These are not real referees. Therefore, this is not a real NBA or a real sports league. A lot of people, I know it hurts your feelings, but if these officials are not upholding the standard, they're not doing what they get paid for, and everybody can see it. And when I say when everybody can see it, the benches are going crazy, the crowd's going saying travel, carry, foul, whatever. The obvious. On a nightly basis, consistently, this is what's going on. Then it's not a real sports league. You can't have an actual job in front of all the damn world to see, the cameras, the people in the crowd, everybody, and you're missing these calls right in front of everybody to see. Now, maybe if we're talking NFL, maybe it's a tougher thing to officiate, right? Everything's like when the ball snaps, boom, boom, bam. And it's a lot of guys that sit out there and try to judge, holding and all these damn different penalties, something like that. And I'm not trying to say the NFL is the cleanest, sport of all time, but give me a break. Some of the NBA is so absurd about the rules that it's not. What are these officials looking at? You have one job to do that everybody can see, and you're not doing your job, which also means if they're not doing their job in officiating the game, and these guys are allowed to carry, travel, palm the ball all game, do all these triple step backs, and you can't even have a double step back. What do you mean a triple step back? So if the rules don't count, and they're breaking all the rules, and the officials let them break all the rules, this means these are not real professional basketball players. They're not real basketball players. Now, if we was talking about something that was happening in college or high school or AAU, which it probably is now, because what I'm saying is the NBA is the standard of all sports leagues. It's the highest standard. So if these guys aren't holding the standard of the rules of basketball, then what do we have? It's not a real sports league. You basically can't really name any of these officials out here. So this nonsense right here yesterday happened again. And this is what I tell you. Back in the day, the players weren't soft. They would say something. Today, these players are soft as hell. And what I mean is, when we was talking about the other day, when LeBron continued to build all these super teams, starting in Miami, then going to Cleveland, then going to the Lakers again, where was the pushback from these players in the league? These are supposed to be real men competing on the highest level of competition in the NBA. So Michael Jordan, at the beginning of his prime, went around in the 90s after he couldn't beat the Pistons. He went around building super teams. You think that they wouldn't be saying stuff back in the 90s? They would be talking mad ish about Michael Jordan. All these players. Because for one, they wouldn't even see Michael Jordan as being competitive anymore. Right? If they saw him team up with Barkley and Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon would be talking garbage. Stockton, Clyde Drexler. You know the Pistons will be running their mouth. They would have bashed Jordan. They still bash him to this day. But imagine if Jordan built a super team on the damn Pistons. With the Pistons, Isaiah Thomas wouldn't stop talking about that to this day. Michael Jordan is disqualified as a competitor, as a GOAT, as this, as that. But LeBron seemed to do it 3 times, and there's really no pushback from the players in the league. Right? So we got a couple options here. Either it's a rigged fake sports league that the players don't say nothing, or 2, they're cowards. So take your option. And for them not to, the players not, who cares if you get fined? If enough players say something about the shenanigans, about LeBron James, about the Lakers, about what's going on, it's just going to be commonplace. You can't keep penalizing people for the shenanigans, because all it is with the Lakers and LeBron James is shenanigans. And you're trying to tell me players on a professional level playing competitive sports haven't had enough of this? And they don't want to speak out about it? Why not? If it's a real sports league, I'm asking you, if it's a real sports league where men go and battle. So check this out. Now I want to check a couple things out. Yeah, we know about this. Them shooting all these damn free throws. Let me see where it is. 41 free throws the Lakers shot versus 13 for the Raptors. And I will say this about the Raptors. They did shoot 35 damn threes, and the Lakers shot 32. Um, the Raptors actually had a better field goal percentage, but had a worse 3-point percentage than the Lakers. You know, LeBron does his normal thing. He shot 8 threes. He shot 6 free throws. And had 27 points. No turnovers. 1 personal foul because he doesn't play defense. Always, the biggest dude on the court, 0 blocks. I mean, remember, he's only when he does these chase down blocks will he ever get blocks. I'm talking about physically, the biggest guy on the court literally gets no blocks every game. Um, did have 10 assists. Of course, he's always got the damn ball in his hand, and everything is an assist when you pass the ball. Um, no offensive rebounds. Why would he? Well, he has 6 rebounds. And check this out down here where I want to home in on this. Bronny James played 0 minutes. Remember, 0 minutes, but was a -2. I don't know. You didn't come in the game and do nothing and attempt nothing or run around, didn't check in, and why would you be a -2? I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Um. So yeah, we can talk about the free throw disparity, but it's not a real sports league. The most we can say about this is that they just did some deja vu stuff just to get more attention to the NBA. Nobody's watching this crap. Nobody's watching it. The 2020s, the lowest ratings in the regular season, the playoffs, the finals, holiday games in history, the lowest ratings in NBA history is the 2020s. And yet, these Facebook groups, other sports media, Fox Sports, ESPN, they literally have the nerve to skip over the 210s in the 2000s and compare this era to the damn 90s, in the 80s. This era where nobody cares about watching this stuff and nobody watches this stuff, they have the nerve to compare this to the greatest eras of all time, where people was actually watching this stuff, where this game, basically the foundation of the NBA was built in the 80s and 90s. Not trying to diss Russell and Wilt, but this is when it started to go global and it started to take off in the 80s and 90s. In the 2000s seemed to come in, you know, let's just say it started to go downhill. Not like this, not like the 2020s or nothing like that. It was still respectable. It's a joke. Anthony Davis, 38 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 3 turnovers, 11 rebounds. He shot a lot of free throws. Who is this guy shooting? Reeves. This Reeves dude. Why is he shooting all? Why does he turn into Larry Bird? He ain't did nothing all season really. And now he's Larry Bird in this game shooting 14 free throws. And shot the most of all the Lakers. And then when you go down box score, all you see is, from the rafters, their free throws. 1 free throw, 0 free throws, 2 free throws, 0 free throws, 0, 4, 3, 0, 0, 3. Here go the Lakers. Per player, 11, 1, 6, 2, 14, 2, 5. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So I want to check this out real quick. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's on this right. So you guys already know I don't like Anthony Edwards. Not because he's not a good player. It's because, first of all, the guy runs his mouth too much. I think he's a prima donna. I know he plays around a lot, but for me, bro, if you're gonna play around like this, and the things you say, you got to back it up, man. Whether you're playing around or not, and the stuff you say, you can't go out there and let 2 plumbers run the league. You've been in the league since, 1920? And you haven't been top 5 in nothing. And really, at times, not even top 20. I mean, top 10 in nothing, as far as stats. And you came into the weakest era of all time. And your fans, they want to cry and complain that, oh, man, just a rookie, man. Oh, he just 19. Oh, man, he just 20. Okay, tell the guy to shut up. He's not good enough, not yet, to be better than these plumbers who can barely jump off the ground. We're not comparing this guy to coming into the 80s and 90s. This is a no defense era. There's nobody in the middle. If Luka and Joker is dominating like this, what's going on with you, bro? And they're not running the mouse. So we all know it's early in the game, and they've only played they play like 6 games or something like this. But we was talking about yesterday, Victor Wembanyama has been a big disappointment. If you want to check that video out, it's like 18 points per game, 10 rebounds, underwhelming. 10 rebounds ain't good for his height. In this era, nobody's under the basket. Shooting like, what was he shooting? Like 42% from the field and like 23 from three. So Anthony Edwards, you can put him on there too. Not to that extent, but look, top leaders in scoring so far: Anthony Davis, Maxey, Tatum, Greek Freak, Joker, and then Edwards is coming in. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming in at 6. Now, is he shooting 60? Wow, hold on a minute. This guy's shooting 64% from the free throw line? Goodness God. That's nuts. But he's shooting 43% from the three. So that's not bad, but he's shooting 46% overall. And you get 29 points per game. It's not bad. But what I'm trying to say is he's gonna have to stop running his mouth. He's gonna have to be if he's gonna be that guy, he's gonna have to be up there. At least top 3 in scoring. Don't compare this dude to Michael Jordan if he can't be number 1 in scoring in this weak, soft era. So we know Anthony Davis was number 1 in scoring so far. He should be blowing this thing out of the water, but the last couple games, we know the Lakers held him back. They don't want LeBron looking too bad. Just how it is. So in rebounds per game, Zubac is number 1. Then you got Drummond. I don't know who this is. Poti? Sengun, and then Anthony Davis is number 5. I don't expect Anthony Edwards to be on there. So it says Trae Young, James Harden, Joker, Morant, Schroeder, Chris Paul, Halliburton. Wow, I'm surprised Halliburton is that far, but you guys having a horrible season. Cunningham, you got LeBron. I think he's at 8. So steals. Jordan Poole, Suggs, Jimmy Butler, DeRozan DeRozan, SGA, Wallace, Tatum, Fox, PJ Washington, even Anthony Davis. I think he's like in the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, he's like 12. So you're trying to tell me Anthony Edwards? I don't even see him in here. And I've gone all the way down. I think they went to, let me make sure. 20. I think this is top 20. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't see Anthony Edwards in this top 20. Then we go to blocks. Of course, he's not going to be in here. You got Holmgren, Wembanyama. I want to go back to the rebounds in a minute. Kelser, Lopez, Richards, Anthony Davis, Mobley. Look at Kevin Durant. He's like I think he's like number 10 or something like that. But let's go back over here. What did I press? I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh, it won't go back for some reason. Hold on. Rebounds. Victor Wembanyama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Victor Wembanyama is all the way down here at like 14. This is what I'm talking about when I did the video yesterday on Victor Wembanyama. There's no excuse for this. This is uncalled for this guy to be 7'5" and not leading the league in rebounding, and to me, not even be in the top nowhere in scoring. This guy's scoring 18 points per game. This is a joke. To me, if this guy keeps this up, to me, if he scores 20 points this season and pulls 10 rebounds, this guy is a bust. He's a bust. He's a bust. This is a weak, soft era. Where are the guys coming into this league and taking it by storm? Where's the Charles Barkleys? Where's the Michael Jordans? Where's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars? Where's the Wilts? Where's all these great players in the Deshaun Kemps or these great players that came into the league and boom? We're not trying to say they had to come into the league and win championships, but where is these players coming into this weak, soft era and taking it by storm? And you're like, whoa, whoa. I don't give a damn. For all this hype Victor Wembanyama had in this soft, weak era where you can't even touch nobody, 20 points, and what he averaged like 10 rebounds last year? That's it? I'm sorry, folks. You can't compare these weak, soft. Look, and this is where I get back to telling you guys, this era is rigged. They don't want these guys getting no shine over the Lakers, over LeBron James. They're telling these guys they can't play real basketball. No, Victor, you cannot go to the paint and damn dominate and score 35 points per game. It's a pecking order. I'm just ashamed of Pops. He coached David Robinson and Tim Duncan, two of the best paint players of all time. And he got him out. He got Victor out here shooting damn 13 threes a game. This is pure domination if you put Victor Wembanyama in the middle. It's sheer domination. We talked about this. Put him in the paint, deep in the damn paint, throw him the damn ball deep in the paint, and he's going to dunk over you every damn time. Damn a weight room. There's nobody to stop him. If you want to get in the weight room, that's fine. But you're not going to get Patrick Ewing, Akeem Olajuwon, Shaq, Alonzo Mourning. There's no great big centers to stop you. If you come double, guess what? I'm kicking it out to my guys at the three-point line. And we talked about this yesterday. That's what happened with Shaq. That's what happened with Akeem. You try to come double them, bombs away. They're throwing it out to Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott Skiles, Kenny Smith, Vernon Maxwell, all these three-point shooters on those teams. It was bombs away if you try to double their center. What's going on? Why is this so hard to figure out? Why is this guy on the top of the damn three-point line shooting threes? Field goal percentage in the 40s? I'm just... It's really frustrating, man. I'm getting a headache just talking about it. Do you see Anthony Davis out there shooting? He might shoot one damn three a game. And they don't even have a damn real head coach. They got Pops over there. And Pops is playing Euro ball with a 7-foot guy with handles in a wingspan that if you put him in the damn paint, all he has to do is dunk over you without even damn jumping. I don't understand it, man. Talk about a waste of talent. The league is wasting these guys' talents. Zion Williams, they have wasted this guy's talent. They don't want him to go nowhere. They don't want his name ever getting big after they saw how big his name was coming into the season. I mean, his rookie season. They didn't want it. LeBron will be overshadowed real quick. There's nobody that can stop Zion Williams in this league. So put him on the sideline, act like he's hurt. Go eat a whole bunch of damn gumbo, and we'll say you're too fat. But we'll still pay you. Imagine that. You're not doing your job. You're not exercising, but we'll still pay you outrageous amounts of money. You go to work and you don't do your job, and they'll still pay you outrageous amounts of money. Only in the NBA. Where are the real stars, abundant players of players upholding the league, right? Michael Jordan was the most popular player in the league, but our stars were still abundant in the 90s. The Larry Johnsons, the Karl Malones, the Patrick Ewings, Alonzo Mournings, Stockton, Pippen, Clyde Drexler. All these guys had commercials. Keem Olajuwon. What's going on with these players? Why is it just about one guy, LeBron James, and the Lakers that aren't even dominating the league? Why is it just about stats? Luca and Joker. Why is it just about getting all these stats? I don't understand, man. I'm lost. It's the same ish every single year with this league. You think like the next year they're just gonna change and become a different league? Shoot less threes. The players are playing all these games and not low management. Um, they're gonna call travel, carry. They're gonna get back to playing real basketball. There are gonna be some rivalries. The star players are gonna become star players, not just players based on their name. And look at this, we got a lot of just players who are old, just living on their names, not living up to expectations no more, just making all this crazy jack based on either who they were, what they what they did, what they should have did, and what they could have been. Right? You take your James Hardens, your Kevin Durant's, your Curry's, your LeBron James, even Paul George. I ain't saying he's old, but he's in that category too. Your Chris Pauls, your Clays. I mean, move on. Move on to the new crop of stars and start a new NBA. Is it that hard? I don't understand. Your Kawhi's too. He's not old, but he's old. You're paying all these guys this kind of money, a bunch of has-beens, a bunch of dudes that never did what they were supposed to do and live up to that expectation, or already did these type of things and really ain't doing it no more. I mean, damn. This league don't want to move on and be a real damn sports league. It want to be all entertainment, living on some past players. I mean, and I don't understand. Victor Wembanyama should be destroying this league. If Anthony Davis, street clothes, is doing this, what's he been in the league, 10 years? Victor Wembanyama should be destroying this league. If you don't have any injuries, Zion Williams should be destroying this league. I don't understand. It's almost like the league has an agreement with these players. If you don't shoot 300 threes a game, we don't want you in our league. We don't want you playing American basketball anymore. And these guys go to the All-Star game with the same attitude. Almost like that's what they have to do. Shoot 300 threes. They don't want to. I'm know, man. This league is basically like, we said this before. This league is basically like if they took the offensive line away and the defensive line away in the NFL and kept the rest of the players, right? You couldn't rush the quarterback, right? You could have your linebackers, but they couldn't rush the quarterback. They could just drop back, whatever, like that. You got your DBs, your safety, your tight ends, your running back, and you can run it. The running back can get the damn ball, but you do have your linebacker. So if he crossed the line, boom, you can knock him out. But what I'm saying is, this is what it's like. This new NBA, you don't have an offensive line or a defensive line in the NFL. You know how easy that would be for the quarterback. And now, they will be scoring like damn 75 to 100 points a game because the quarterback would also be able to run the ball because I just said there's linebacker still, but they can't rush him until he passed the line. Yeah, they'd be scoring like 75 points a game, 200 points a game, and then for some dumb reason, have the nerve to compare that era with past eras. And this is what they're doing with this new NBA. It's not as good when you look at it. There's nothing really there to compare it to past eras. But inflated stats because there's no defense. And they're shooting more threes. And that's really all they shoot is threes. So you're just inflating the numbers, inflating the stats. And then you want to say, oh, these guys couldn't shoot the three. They wouldn't want to shoot the three. There will be no NBA if they shot the three like that back in the day. There will be no existence of Michael Jordan, um, all these great players in the past. I don't want to go through them all. Dr. J, Will Chamberlain, all these guys. Karl Malone, Moses Malone. There would be no existence of these guys if this game that's played right now was played back then. Nobody would be watching that crap back then. Just like nobody is watching this crap right now. The only thing that's keeping this NBA afloat is basically YouTubers with platforms. That's it. That react. You take away all those platforms where people are making money to react. Just say if they weren't even making money, they wouldn't even be talking about this. I haven't made one penny. Not even monetized. But you take away all the YouTubers, say if you want to give them no money, they won't talk a day about this stuff. That's the only thing that's keeping this league afloat is YouTubers with platforms criticizing the NBA. Because the NBA is still getting the pub regardless. Because if they wasn't criticizing or talking about the NBA YouTube platforms, this league would be dead. It would be somewhat like baseball. The World Series, Yankees and LA Dodgers. You think if something like that was happening in the early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the Yankees and the Dodgers, it'd be the biggest thing ever. It would overshadow everything. The damn presidential race and everything. But nobody cares about baseball no more because they kicked out all the American players. And they're doing the same thing in the NBA. That's a whole different story. They're doing that in jobs, the job market, everything. America, kicking out American people. That's a whole different subject. Tell me what you think.